Hey guys, Charlie here, back for another video. Just got back from my holiday, which is really great. Sorry that there haven't been any videos in between then, so I hope I will be able to get you more for this week, and then I'll disappear for another 2.5 weeks, but I will be back, and so very excited. Hope we're all having a great holiday. Only got 4 more days until Christmas, which is really exciting. So get prepared for that. Last week we did a review on Judas Priest Ram It Down. I reviewed that album, and I can thank Mr. Metalhead, one of my subscribers, who suggested that I review either Angel of Retribution, Redeemer of Souls, or Firepower next. I don't own either Angel of Retribution or Firepower, Redeemer of Souls, but I do think those are both pretty good albums, but I do have Firepower right here, so that's what we're going to be looking at today. We are reviewing Judas Priest Firepower. So if you haven't watched one of my reviews yet, the drill is I give some background information, go through all the songs, and then give my overall thoughts. I'll talk about the good, the bad, give it a rating out of 10, and name my top 5 favorite songs. So let's get started. Judas Priest Firepower. So Firepower, and if you see me looking down here, I've got my notes right here. Got quite a lot of them, as you can see, but this isn't, I'm not going to make you read them all. I'm just going to read off them, give a few points. I won't keep you with me for too long. So let's get started. So Firepower is Judas Priest's 18th overall studio album and came out in 2018, so this is their most recent album. They are working on a new album now, which is really good. Don't know when that will happen, but we'll just have to see. We've got Ian Hill on bass, Scott Travis on drums, guitar duo Glenn Tipton and Richie Faulkner. Richie Faulkner replaced KK Downing because he retired after 2008's Nostradamus, and Rob Halford on vocals. This is Judas Priest's second album with Richie. His first was Redeemer of Souls in 2014. And producing, we've got Tom Allom and Andy Sneap. Andy Sneap, you all probably know him. He produces the modern day Accept and Exodus and the last 3 Saxon albums. He also produced Megadeth Endgame, a phenomenal album by my second favorite band, which is really good. Really great production technique. He's got a signature style, just that really big, polished sound, which I really like. I think it really fits the music really well. So, Firepower. There's 14 songs, so this may take a while. I'll try not to spend too much time on each track, but here we go. So, Firepower opens with the actual track, Firepower. We've got a really great fast riff opening and then a low scream thing from Rob Halford. You hear that quite a lot with the low scream as the drums kick in on songs like the title track to Jugulator with Tim Ripper Owens and a bunch of others. Also Screaming for Vengeance title track. Got that album up there. You may not be able to see it, but it's in my vinyl stack. We'll definitely review that at some point. Firepower. This is the thrashiest song on the album. Really fast song. Scott Travis hits the drums really hard, which is great. Also good guitar solo. And something I will put out there about this album, this is a very riffy and solo-y album. I know that's not really a word, but who cares? Because Glenn Tipton and Richie Faulkner, great guitar duo. A lot of riffs and solos, as we'll see throughout this album. So, track 1, Firepower, really great, really awesome, fast song that really kicks things off with a bang. Track 2 is Lightning Strike. Lightning Strike was actually featured in Loudwire's Best Metal Songs of the Year 1970 to 2018 article, and it was the best metal song of 2018, so that's pretty cool. Really awesome song. It's kind of a mid-paced galloping song, kind of like Iron Maiden. There are a lot of Iron Maiden elements. on this album, which is great. Rob Halford's vocals and the lyrics are really good. Lyrics about fire and demons and all that kind of thing because, well, it's heavy metal and that's what it's all about. Um, and Glenn Tipton and Richie Faulkner have a lot of really great riffs in this song. The main riff is awesome, and a lot of really great guitar solos as well. So, yeah, track three, it's kind of a cliche title, but still an awesome song. It's called Evil Never Dies. I love the opening line, which is the devil's moved from Georgia. His mission's still the same. Obviously, the Devil Went Down to Georgia, which is by Charlie Daniels Band, though not to get too caught up in that. One of Rob Halford's best vocals on the album. He still sounds great. He's in his mid-60s by this point, and he may not be able to do that Dalek screeching thing that he can on Painkiller and some of those other albums, but he still sounds absolutely fantastic. Really cool, dark and heavy song. Also the bridge, they do that kind of soft and quiet thing, which they do in a bunch of songs like Sentinel and Nightcrawler from Painkiller, which is great. And another excellent guitar solo. So yeah. Track four, Never the Heroes. This was another single off of this album. This album spawned a bunch of singles, such as the first two songs, Firepower and Lightning Strike, and this is another one. I love that cool little keyboards thing that opens the song, really dark and kind of dramatic. Then it builds up into a main riff. Lyrics, which I've written a few things about. They're about being forced to find the war, taken by force, and made to fight, as they say, which is great. I love the dark atmosphere of it. I absolutely love the chorus. A lot of amazing choruses on this album, which was a pattern we spotted in our review of Megadeth Cryptic Writings. So, yeah, I absolutely love great choruses, and this album is full of them, so you can imagine, right up my alley. Right. Track 5 is called Necromancer. Easily one of the fastest songs on the album. I absolutely love that opening riff. Structured really similarly to another song from Painkiller, Leather Rebel, with the verses and chorus and riffs and stuff. So that's really cool. Rob Halford sounds his most evil on this album. I absolutely love his vocals. He just sounds, like I said, totally evil. Glenn Tipton and Richie Faulkner's guitar solo in here is really great. And something else that you can hear in this song, if you listen closely, there's kind of a choir going on in the background, which is really great. It really adds atmosphere to the song, gives that real kind of evil feel, which I absolutely love. Track 6, we've got a song called Children of the Sun, a really catchy song, probably the catchiest song on the album, which is great. I absolutely love that dual guitar riff that opens the album, shredding guitar solo, a lot of kind of guitar screeching that happens in the background, especially in the second bridge, which I absolutely love. I think it really fits the song really nicely. Both of the bridge sections are great. The first kind of little quiet one that they do a lot on, like I said, Sentinel and Nightcrawler, and as we observed before on Evil Never Dies. So that's great. So track 6, Children of the Sun. Track 7 is a song called Guardians. It's this short little 1-minute interlude track. It's got this little piano riff melody thing at the beginning, which sounds kind of dark and mystic. And then the dual guitars kick in. That bleeds into track 8, which is called Rising from Ruins. The dual guitars of Guardians lead into the main riff. Absolutely awesome opening riff. Sorry, my eye was just a little bit itchy there, but it's okay. I love the kind of moody verses, which are really good, with the kind of moody guitars in the background, which is great, and really awesome heavy choruses. I absolutely love the middle section. In Guardians, they kind of had that little dual guitar riff, and they used that again in Rising from Ruins, because Guardians is kind of like the intro song to Rising from Ruins. They're kind of like a suite of 2 songs, so that's really cool. Turn the page here. Right. Track 9, we've got another really great opening riff into Flamethrower. Absolutely love that opening riff. Great dual guitars from Glenn Tipton and Richie Faulkner. Amazing chorus from Rob Halford. Fantastic stuff. For some reason, I thought I might put it out there. The riff and verse patterns kind of remind me of Better Than You by Metallica, which is that song from Reload. Just that kind of those verses and choruses. If you listen to and riff patterns, if you listen to the two songs back to back, they're kind of similar. Better Than You by Metallica is kind of an obscure song to take inspiration from, but I think it works really well in the song. Definitely fantastic stuff. I absolutely love the speedy outro as well. Track 9, Flamethrower. Track 10, this was another single and music video from the album. It is the song Spectre. Really great stuff. I absolutely love that little intro riff. That sounds pretty cool, and then it just builds up into that really heavy one. Another great riff. It's kind of a slower and heavier song. Rob Halford's vocals are fantastic on this one. I absolutely love the verses and chorus. Scott Travis's drumming is great. And another one of those kind of creepy middle sections where you can hear the screaming in the background, kind of deranged screaming as if you're being attacked, that kind of thing. And that middle section builds up to another great Tipton and Faulkner guitar solo. So absolutely awesome song, Spectre. Track 11, we've got probably the proggiest song on the album, which is called Trader's Gate. It's kind of got a quiet intro that slowly builds up. Once again, Rob Halford sounds great on it. The riff is really cool, pretty cool, kind of diversity in many places, kind of slow and kind of plotting a little bit, but not in a bad way by any means. Very cool stuff. Like I said, probably the most progressive song of this album. It's got a middle section that kind of reminds me of Iron Maiden with the whoa, that thing. Really reminds me of Iron Maiden. A lot of Iron Maiden sounding stuff on this album, which is great. Track 12, we've got No Surrender. It's kind of a short song at just under 3 minutes. Like most of these songs, absolutely great riffing. I love that opening sequence and then build into the heavy main riff. This is saying something. This song has the best chorus on the album. Now, that is really saying something, as we're talking a lot of amazing choruses on Firepower. Great rhythm section and absolutely awesome guitar solo. Love the lyrics about, fighting and never surrendering, because that's what heavy metal is all about. You gotta fight and live and die because there's no surrender, as the song says. And I absolutely love the fiery outro as well. So No Surrender, absolutely fantastic song. I've only got 2 more songs to go, so I'm doing really well for time. Track 13, we've got the slowest and doomiest song of the album, which is called Lone Wolf. Like I said, slowest and doomiest song of the album. We've got this little distorted guitar intro, kind of dark lyrics about being lost and alone, kind of out in the wild, maybe about being in exile, probably. Discusses themes like the wild and pain and the lone wolf who's also being exiled out there to guide you, which is great. It's used that quiet and whispery bridge for another great guitar solo. So yeah, kind of different, kind of really slow and doomy and distorted at times, which I really like. And now onto the last song. Track 14, the last song on Firepower, is a ballad. It's kind of a reflective ballad called Sea of Red. Got that acoustic intro. Rob Halford sounds emotional and delicate, which I think really fits the atmosphere of its song. Lyrics could be about going into the afterlife, so yeah, kind of reflective, that kind of thing. I love obviously the first verse and chorus are acoustic, and then the electric guitars kick in, which gives it that power element that you need to make it a power ballad, as they call it. another great chorus on the album. This is the longest song on the album at just under 6 minutes, and I will say, it is a ballad, and I know there are probably people out there who aren't too crazy about ballads. I do really like ballads, but yeah, this could actually be Judas Priest's best ballad. You know, they've got a lot of other great ones. Night Comes Down from Defenders of the Faith is a good ballad. What else? Lost and Found from Demolition is okay. Angel from Angel of Retribution, and the last song of Redeemer of Souls, Beginning of the End, just to name a few. But yeah, really great ballad to close off the album, Sea of Red. So, what are my overall thoughts on Firepower? Well, I love the riffs, very riffy, really great stuff from Glenn Tipton and Richie Faulkner. I think Richie does a great job. I think he really knows what he's doing on Firepower. Obviously, Redeemer of Souls is kind of a transitional period, but Firepower really, really just comes together. Rob Halford still sounds great. I mean, you know, he's in his late 60s and his vocals are still great. Really, all the songs on the album are great. Andy Sneap's production is fantastic. The really huge and heavy sound that he gives for those Accept and Exodus and Saxon and Megadeth Endgame albums. So yeah, really good. It really fits the sound. Do I have any criticisms to make? Well, no. I guess the thing I like the least about Firepower is that it's not super proggy. Obviously, the proggiest song is Trader's Gate, and Sea of Red as well. Those are the longest songs in the album that kind of have the most variation and progginess. But honestly, I'm not a guy who really criticizes people for similarity between albums and stuff. I think as long as the songs kick ass, I don't care how they're structured or how self-aware they are. I think Priest have a really great winning formula that they've had the past two albums. I think Firepower is definitely an improved version of Redeemer of Souls. I should go and listen to Redeemer of Souls again at some point. But yeah, Redeemer of Souls kind of suffered from the murky production that a lot of people criticize, but I think Andy Sneap's production here on Firepower really improves it, makes the formula work really well. Fantastic stuff. I'd give the album a 9.5 out of 10 because, well, I mean, it's an amazing album, you know. All the songs are great, almost perfect. One of the top 5 songs, I'd say top 5, No Surrender's number 1 for sure. One of my favorite Judas Priest songs of all time, followed by Lightning Strike, Spectre, Sea of Red, even though it is a ballad, but I like ballads, and Evil Never Dies, but pretty much all the songs are great. You know, I'll give an honorable mention to Firepower, Children of the Sun, and Flamethrower, but you really can't go wrong with this album at all. I highly recommend it. I know it has been very well received among most Judas Priest fans. A lot of people would rank it as one of their best albums, and I easily would too. Definitely up there with Painkiller and Screaming and Jugulator as well. Those are kind of my big 4 when it comes to Priest, though I won't spoil too much because in the future we will have a Judas Priest album ranking. So that was my review on Judas Priest Firepower. Thank you so much for watching. Got a lot of other great reviews coming as well. We'll probably do Black Sabbath, Heaven and Hell, Judas Screaming for Vengeance. Maybe it'll fit those two in. Also AC/DC Power Up, even though it's been out for a couple of months already. So yeah, we'll definitely be listening to more new music in 2021. Haven't been doing a whole lot this year, but I'll probably at the end give a shout out to some new releases that I've really liked. So yes, make sure to like and subscribe to Invisible Kid for more reviews. Hopefully we'll be able to get some more throughout this week and in the last couple of weeks of the holidays. Been talking for a while, so starting to lose my voice a bit. So stay heavy, stay cool if you live in Australia because it's been getting pretty hot. Woo. So yep, have a great Christmas, and we'll see you soon. Goodbye.